Hi, Deacon John Wilson here, kind of part two of dealing with multiple private school applications. Here's a couple of tasks, a couple of things that get dropped. There are a problem. One thing that gets dropped is students not looking at their emails. Private schools do use portals and emails, and in the emails, they'll tell you how to set up the portals. So parents need to be aware that they don't always read their email and they may miss something. Um, Maybe you need to set up a separate email for them with this college stuff or get access to it or remind them daily. Students, if you're seeing this, you need to check your email. This is good practice for you when you get into college and life where you're expected to look at email. You really are. Um, it's kind of a professional skill, professional habit you need to get. Okay. But then the second thing that when there are multiple schools obviously not following what's going on with them, the schools could ask you for a lot of different things. The second thing that gets dropped, there is a third thing too. I'm sorry. The second thing that gets dropped is the transcripts. Every private school I know needs the transcripts. They might remind you, they might not. Usually they do. Send your transcripts with or before you send the application. Get that done. See, what happens is this period comes, you go to holiday and you're on hot break and your counselors aren't in, so you don't tell them, you deliver them, then you forget, and then you sit up there in March, wondering why other people are hearing from schools. You have got to get your transcripts into the schools. Talk to the counselor who is going to be sending the transcripts. It's only one of a few possibilities. Either they're going to send it and you want some kind of proof that they sent them, which they'll refuse, but if they want to control everything, there's nothing you can do. The second thing they might do is tell you, hey, okay, here are the transcripts, and you need to send those to the schools. But when you send them to the schools, send them to the admissions office only. Get the exact address of the admissions office. Don't just send it to the school address. Also, you should send them certified mail or registered mail, or whichever one's the cheapest, where you can get a record of that delivery. If they say you mail them, the school won't use that though. The other way the transcripts may be delivered is via the school through digital means. Get that upfront clear. There might be a third-party company you go to get them to send them. But you have the responsibility, parents and students, to ensure that every school gets a transcript. Work it out with your counselor before you leave for the holiday. It's very important. All right. The fourth thing, I'm going to have to pull up something for you and show you. Does your school require the CSS profile, which is, we know they all need the FAFSA, and you need to be getting that in. Some deadlines will come up a little earlier on these private schools, some as early as January 31st. Most are February 1st to 15th. You need to get this financial aid stuff in, but then they may also require, like most of them, a CSS profile. About 900 schools require it. I'm going to show you on here how to look up and find out if your school takes the CS profile and how to read the chart. Okay, so online, now I'll put the link below in the description, or you can just Google CSS profile school list. You'll get this list right here. This is a very important list because it tells all the schools in alphabetical order that require the CS profile. What is the CS profile? It's an additional financial aid document above and beyond the FAFSA. And it does require a lot more intimate financial aid information. Okay, parents, so I want you to be aware of that. And it may require it for both parents. Let me show you. At the top of the column right here, you'll find, if you go along these columns at the top, CS profile non-custodial parent. You know, that means that these schools here, that these schools, see if I can't do this. All of these schools require the non-custodial parent. Look at this long list to provide their information. So if you're a single parent, you're divorced and separated, that child's father is going to have to provide information. Or let me get this straight now, you will not get financial aid. The most surprising school on this list, if I can get to it, is the University of Southern California. USC will not give financial aid information unless they have the non-custodial parent information. And that's most of the schools required. I just went here and put yes, and I got them all right here. Additionally, many of these schools are requiring a third-party tax transcript. In other words, you have to send your tax transcript to a third-party organization known as IDOC, or you get no financial aid. I usually the CS profiles usually do February 1st, February 15th, sometimes January 31st. Some of you are just finding out about this requirement. It needs to be done by the custodial parent and the non-custodial parent in many cases. And that's going to be a problem because sometimes the other parent's not available. Sometimes you can waive it if there's a reason why there's an inability to get that parent, like related to child abuse or previous abuse of either person. But you need a third party to vouch for it. Now, if you're on my program and I know you, I can write that letter in confidence for you. But other than that, that non-custodial parent's going to have to provide it. And they ask for their information in the regular custodial parent's CS profile. I know what you're thinking. Do all the schools require this? No, there are many private schools that just require information from the custodial parent on the FAFSA or the custodial parent only on the CS profile and the FAFSA. The IDOC is another thing. There's a bunch of schools. If you look down this list, oops, we put no here. Okay. All of these schools require you to send your tax return. Look at these schools, Boston College, Bowdoin. They require you to send the tax return to a third-party organization. Look at that. Parents, there's a lot to do when you have multiple schools. I really hope you're keyed into this. It's tedious. If you're already on my program and I've already agreed by agreement to help your student with their applications, personal support agreement, I'll make sure you meet these requirements. But this is something you need to plan on doing, parents. Okay, that's enough. I'll provide the link below in the description block for sure. But that is something, fourth thing, I think it was fourth, that you have to be concerned about if you have multiple private colleges. Some of you already figured it out during early action, but maybe the financial aid documents weren't due then. Thank you very much. I hope that helped. Sorry it was so long. I think it needed to be. God bless you. Bye-bye now.